just 3 cans of coffee.
Right?
Is that okay?
That works for me.
That works for you. Is that the printer just working?
Hey, that was weird. It just kind of popped on out of nowhere.
It's okay. Coffee. What is coffee? Coffee are beans from a plant called Arabica that grow in climate temperatures, not here in North Carolina, it's too cold. It grows in the tropical forest. The grains are hand-picked, they're dry, and then they're shipped all over the world. Different coffees, different grades from different parts of the world taste differently. But we will need about 6 hours to explore that.
Oh,
So,
6 hours? That sounds like a class.
yes. So basically, they are green when they're picked, they get dried, some of them get fermented, then get roasted, cool off quickly, shipped to us.
Okay.
Coffee, we can find it in granular. Seed or already ground up for you.
Okay.
So there's not a specific rule of making coffee. There is a lot of things about coffee. You're gonna hear a lot of people saying different things about coffee. Today we're gonna show you 3 ways of making coffee.
3 ways of making coffee.
My favorite way.
And remember, if you can shut that water off at any point in time before we lose power.
It's coming. Hold on. I got my water hot, and I'm gonna change it to my Parkhill light.
For those of you who don't know, we've had, if you're a faithful follower of Talking Food, there have been several incidents where we've blown circuits. And
yes, and the whole studio has gone dark because you have too much electric stuff.
But we're making changes to that. In fact, this is one of the last shows that we'll be doing here in the studio. We'll be here again next week, and then we're going to shift and start recording them in the culinary kitchen.
From the culinary kitchen, yes. This semester is going to be awesome.
It's going to be great.
So, nothing wrong about already pre-grounded coffee, but there's nothing like the perfect flavor of coffee that you just ground up. And today we're also going to make espresso, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Espresso. Not only espresso, we're going to make just regular espresso and a couple of other ones. Okay, so the French press, it's very simple. You're gonna add hot water to it, coffee, ground up coffee, and you let it sit.
Okay.
Now, there is no specific instructions on your French press because...
It doesn't come with instructions?
Well, here, this is the instructions. Add your coffee.
Okay, so write this down, boys and girls.
How much coffee? See, it's up to you. Do you want a stronger coffee? Do you want a weaker coffee?
Right.
That's going to be you. You can fill this thing up halfway with coffee and just put a little bit of water and make
something that would make your hair stand up.
The hair stand up. So the way I go, I put half a cup of coffee, and I put 1 quart of hot boiling water. And what is going to happen is it's just going to sit there. The coffee is going to transfer its yumminess to the water, and I let it steep for 5 to 7 minutes.
5 to 7. Got it.
If I've noticed, if you let it go more than 5 to 7, coffee it's already bitter by nature. But if you let it go way too far, it's going to extract more of the bitter compounds of the coffee. So it's going to become, it's going to have almost like this dirt flavor to it. And bitter. I mean, you can let it sit there forever and taste for yourself. But
yeah, if that's your thing, if you enjoy dirt flavored coffee.
Now, of course, there's some cheaper qualities of there's some cheaper brands of coffee that they mix coffee beans with some kind of roasted peas. They don't have to disclose that on the label, but try to choose coffee that is 100% Arabica beans. That is your true coffee.
No, wait, let's back up just a second.
What?
Did you say roasted peas?
Roasted peas. Roasted peas, roasted beans. Once they roast it, they'll cut it with the coffee. Believe it or not.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's something I did not know.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, you got me distracted now.
I'm sorry.
So the coffee here will kind of like create a raft on the top. So what I do is with a spoon, I break the raft so it gets all distributed in there with the coffee.
Gotcha.
So that's it.
Okay.
It's going to stay there for about 5 minutes.
5 to 7 minutes? Okay.
5 to 7 minutes, and then you're going to use this cool gadget. So see in here what it is. It has a metal mesh, and you're going to be able... Where's our cameraman?
It's right there. Well, he graduated. He's gone to another school.
Oh, that's right. He's not here. He usually does the close-up shots and stuff like that.
I know. Well, if you hold it down this area, we can still get it.
There you go. See?
It's just not close.
I know. So it has a mesh a mesh, stainless steel mesh, and then basically after 5 minutes, I'm gonna push this one down. It's gonna push all the coffee grains to the bottom, leaving me the good coffee on the top.
Gotcha. So that's why it's called a press. 'Cause
It's
you're
a press.
pressing down.
And I guess the French developed it.
Maybe.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, the sun came out.
Okay. Come tomorrow. Okay, while that one goes, does its magic, we have your typical American coffee, also known as the,
Mr. Coffee?
or the percolator.
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 It's actually, no, percolator is the one, the cowboy coffee is the one that keeps moving the coffee around. I really don't like that one because the
Really?
coffee is being heat up again and sent back.
Gotcha.
If you heat up coffee, coffee has natural oils and it's gonna separate those natural oils really fast and it doesn't yield for a really good coffee.
Okay.
So this is a drip coffee. Drip because the coffee is gonna be set in this tray and the water is gonna drip on top of it. So this has the base right here. We put our coffee there. And again, how much coffee you want? This is about this is a
4-cup.
4-cup. And you decide how concentrated, how strong you want that coffee. Now, we can get into a huge debate on the size of the coffee grain.
Right.
Is it a coarse, fine, Turkish, almost powder? The finer the coffee grain, the more you can extract out of it.
Okay.
So drip coffee machines usually require a medium coarse coffee. But what I'd like to do is for major flavor extraction, we're gonna actually grind it a little bit more.
We're going to grind the grinds.
Yeah, see, this is coarse. So I'm gonna just give a more of a grind so you can basically extract more flavor out of the coffee.
Do you know you can use these as a spice grinder too?
That's what we use in the kitchen. Hit it. Don't be afraid, I'm not gonna break. Okay, tap, 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 tap.
Ooh. There
You see
go.
that?
So now we've gone from we've gone from that to that.
A little bit way finer. And that's gonna
Really
extract
fine.
more flavor out of the coffee. Now, water plays a really, really important factor on coffee brewing. Depending on which part of the country you are, the water that you get from the faucet, although it's fantastic compared to other countries, trust me, I lived in South America and a couple of other places. The water here is fantastic, but it might be to really have my bleach. So what I like to use is a very simple Brita filter and run my water through there, and you get a cleaner tasting water that you can make your coffee. So this is very simple, pretty self-explanatory. I think we have used all of us have used one of these in college or at the office. There is one of those, but you can make a little bit better coffee just by grinding your regular ground coffee a little bit more, or by using your whole bean grinded and make then your drip coffee.
And this is a great investment too if you don't have one of these, because you can use it as a spice grinder. It's a coffee grinder. You can buy whole beans, and usually if you buy whole beans, it's a little more cheaper if you get it in the bigger bag instead of being ground by yourself. And then you can use this for, I've used it for making a Italian style seasoning, you know, with...
Yes, you can get your own seasonings in there. Now, what I do at home, since these are not expensive, you can pick that up for $6 at specialty stores. And what you do is, I have one for coffee and one for spices. That way I keep my coffee on one side and my spices on the other.
Yeah, because tarragon flavored coffee is not my thing.
No, it's not my thing. Or pepper or allspice flavor of coffee. No. Okay, so notice that I use...
Pumpkin spice?
No.
We're not making our own pumpkin spice lattes? It's about that time of year, isn't it?
Well, let's see when we get there.
I don't want to get there.
When we get there. It's beautiful. It's like, no, I don't want it to get cold yet.
Okay.
So I put my 4 cups. Please don't try to go free flowing your drip coffee. You're gonna probably overflow. There's gonna be coffee flying all over the place. Now, another way, and another reason why I want to show you this is because if you're a coffee lover and you love to go to those places, can we say the names?
The place with the little green emblem or the orange and pink place.
Yes.
How about that?
Awesome. If you go there, get a coffee, one cup. I drink 2-3 cups a day. If you just drink 1 cup a day, it's about $2.80. Multiply times 5 days a week, it's about $15. Times 4 weeks out of the month, $60.
Right.
That's drinking 1 cup of coffee a day. Here, it's a little bit cheaper, and of
lot
course,
cheaper.
then you can get your fancy cups that hold the heat in there, and like this, guys. This is one of those fancy cups that hold your stuff hot. And trust me, this thing, you put it there hot, you make it to the office, it's still like, it's going to scald your
It's still
tongue.
nuclear temperature in there.
Look at the nuclear temperature there.
Yes.
Okay, so, you know what? I should turn on that thing.
But it usually helps. Yes. So the last step in making a drip coffee work is turn the machine
Turn on the machine. Make sure, if you live in my planet, make sure you have one that shuts off automatically. Because I might just walk out of the house and just forget that I left that thing on.
Just leave it on.
Just make sure there's a drip coffee one. There's an automatic show off. Okay, so we have our French press going. We have our drip coffee going on. Now, let's make Andrew's favorite.
Espresso.
Expresso. Now, espresso, it's completely a different technology from these two guys. The coffee is sitting in hot water, and the hot water is extracting all the flavors. In this one, the water is going through the top, through the coffee filter, and basically what's leaving behind is, we can call it the coffee juice.
That works. The coffee juice.
It's basically the coffee is infusing the water with the nicotine, with the caffeine and the flavor. Now, espresso. Espresso, we can talk about espresso forever. Espresso was a technique developed in Italy. Yes, the Italians do coffee, the Germans do sauerkraut and sausages, and the Swiss do chocolate.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do, and also in Belgium. So, basically, espresso, now you're going to take your coffee grinds, you're going to ground them, you're going to put them into a metal container. It's going to go under pressure. How many millibars of pressure depends on the manufacturers. And nowadays, we have become so advanced in the espresso world that you can actually control the amount of pressure that you can send the water. Basically, you're gonna take this boiling steam thing and shoot water through the coffee at a specific pressure, and what you're going to obtain is this like thick, frothy, super caffeinated, low acid liquid. Actually, when you use an espresso, for some reason, there's that natural acidity in the coffee is going to be actually decreased because of the way the water passes through the coffee grain.
Gotcha.
So in the old school coffee bars, you will see we used to have a handle that you will push the water down. Now it's all automated.
Right.
But if you go to this fancy coffee places, a big coffee machine might cost you about $40,000 to $50,000, more than a Porsche.
More than a Porsche.
But they last
German
forever.
engineering.
German
You
engineering.
should say Ferrari because to be Italian.
No, Ferrari
engineering.
is like it, but
Yeah.
Ferrari is 200,000.
Yeah.
It's more expensive.
I'm sure you could buy an espresso machine for $200,000. I bet you they make one.
We will search for it. But now, in a lot of households or in a lot of places that you want to make your own espresso, we have this device here. It's called La Bialetti. Bialetti is a company in Italy that I think they were the original creators of the espresso that you can make at home. And it's basically, it's three components. So we have the base in which the water will come here. You want to fill the water 3/4 of the way, and then this device will be placed in there. What's going to happen is, there you go, hold it right there. Here,
That's what I'm here
up,
for.
Up in the camera, up, there you go. So, here, put it right here. Hold on, I can explain. The water is going to start boiling here and create steam. Steam is going to come, this is going to be inside here.
Okay.
The steam is going to push the water down this hole.
Gotcha.
And basically through the coffee is going to be sitting here, and it's going to land on top of this bad boy right here, and all your coffee will come up by water pressure. We're replicating what a big espresso machine will do at a lesser scale. Yes, we're going to still obtain a decent coffee, but not like the big espresso machine.
Sure.
Did I explain that correctly?
Yeah, I think you did good.
Awesome. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we don't
Water.
want to also overfill this one. Usually there is also a safety valve on the side. You wanna fill, yeah, it can explode.
I was gonna say because I shoot
That's
out.
a safety
Let's point
valve.
that away from anything electronic.
No, I mean, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna fill it with water halfway into this. Now, why don't you grind some coffee, sir?
All right, I'm gonna do some fresh beans. Now these kind of beans, yeah, explain the beans.
Yeah, and we're using, this is Larry's Coffee out of Raleigh. They have a store in Raleigh and Cary. These guys have a coffee. This mixture is coffee from Bolivia, Mexico, and Guatemala. They have roasted. It's organic, so they don't use any pesticides. That's the sound of a coffee.
I was gonna say your French press is probably almost about ready too.
Yeah, that's about ready. So this is a mixture of Bolivia, Mexico, and Guatemala. Is Arabica coffee. It's also certified craft Commonwealth and fair trade, meaning that the workers that pick up the coffee are treated well and they're being paid a fair wage for their hard work. Because coffee, ladies and gentlemen, they need to pick it by hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's not that cheap. Okay.
Okay, so how fine are we gonna grind these for espresso? Real fine.
Yeah, but you can put some more.
I don't know. I don't want to go over.
Oh, just shove it in, baby. The more, there you go.
The more the merrier.
The more the merrier. So it's gonna be a little noisy. Go on, go on. It's okay. I'll talk right here on the microphone.
Huh?
Look at that. Nice. Okay. So while he grinds the coffee, I use my filter water. I'm gonna fill my espresso 3/4 of the way.
So wait, are you telling me I can make espresso out of any kind of bean?
Coffee.
Well, I I don't want garbanzo bean style espresso.
We can try it.
Yeah, we could.
We will try it. Don't get me started with that.
Garbanzo coffee? Nah. Where's Isaac when we need him? Chickpea coffee.
Well, he graduated. We send him out. Okay.
All right.
That should be enough. There you go. Tap it.
This would come out.
Actually, here's a little trick.
You're gonna flip it over.
Yeah, flip it over. Hold it. Hold the bottom.
Got it.
Okay. Now get it out, and you should be able to have your coffee without spilling. There you go. Da, 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 da.
All right.
Okay.
So now we're gonna get it in there.
Yeah, I mean you can get it with that,
Yeah,
with this.
We have coffee. So the great thing about this show today is this studio is gonna smell amazing all day long.
And if you can, the grinder already, you can smell the coffee because as it's grinding the coffee beans, it's producing heat. And you can see in serious, oh, pack it up, baby. Oh, yeah. We're going to make espresso. That thing is going to be like, we're going to make espresso. That's how like marathon runners fuel themselves before all this like fancy.
Before the Gatorades and things of the world.
Okay, so I like to pack it like that, and you can see in espresso bars, they're gonna take the espresso machine, pack it, and then put it in there.
Right.
And there's like, and
He's gonna keep packing.
oh yeah, I've seen barkeepers like, oh, we're gonna pack it to 110 grams of pressure. I'm like, listen, I come from the old world. We go like this, tack, tack, let's go. Okay, now.
It smells amazing.
I know it's gonna. Okay, put the lid on.
Put this lid on.
Is the lid done? Okay, so twist, 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 twist. And you can find these guys on any online retailer.
There you go. Good job.
Just make sure it's
nicely
tight. It's tight. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because we got pressure building.
It needs to build pressure. If you don't turn it tight, then the steam will come through here, and you won't get that proper distribution of. There you go, and let it go.
All right.
Now that's gonna take a bit. Now.
French press.
We should have started that one first.
That's okay.
It's okay. Okay, French press. French press is ready.
Yeah. I'm gonna slide some of these cups over so we can watch that French press.
Oh, look at you, so smart.
Okay.
So, okay, before I press it down, Again, I will just stir it one more time because the coffee will tend to stay up here and form a raft.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is,
A raft.
as you, yeah, we call it a little raft. So as I'm pressing the coffee down, all that coffee is on top. It's going to be hard to push down.
Gotcha.
And then that's it. Then I slowly push it down. So it's going to push all the coffee bean to the bottom. Don't rush this process. If you try to rush it, the coffee will escape. The coffee grains will escape and get into your coffee.
They'll go around the sides, especially, right?
Yeah, and that's it.
French press.
French press coffee is ready. Now, we're going to drink coffee.
Hey!
You have the choice of heavy cream, which is my favorite
I do like heavy cream.
Or I've been using this creamer, which is coconut milk thickened with some agar-agar and sweetened with just regular sugar.
Okay.
Now, I try not to drink sugar with my coffee because at a certain age, you don't need that much sugar anymore.
No, that's true.
But if you want to treat yourself, we'll show you this when the espresso comes out. Okay, so what do you want to try yours with?
Let's go for heavy cream.
Okay, just before we add the creamer. So one way to taste your coffee is, believe it or not, I drink coffee either black with no sugar or black with a little bit of creamer.
Okay.
So I've met people that are coffee tasters and they do what it's called cupping, and they just take about they do that
slurping.
that slurping and they spit the coffee, because imagine if you're doing coffee tasting and you drink 20 cups of coffee a day,
Right.
it's not going to end up good for you.
No.
So basically what they do is they check the coffee, how clear it is, and then they just basically go like this and then they spit out. But we're not coffee cuppers.
No. I'm a coffee drinker.
You're a coffee drinker.
It's
So
like I don't go to wine tastings. I just drink it. I don't go to beer tastings. I just drink it.
So you're gonna see there's gonna be a difference in taste between this coffee and this coffee.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so here is your.
That's mine.
So what creamer do you want?
I'm gonna go with the heavy cream.
To the right.
Yep.
No,
Oh wait. Oh, that's right.
that's
It's
coconut.
See, it's yellow.
That's coconut. That's heavy cream.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a little heavy cream. You can see that how thick it becomes. You know what? I'll treat myself today.
You treat yourself. You deserve it, chef.
Well, thank you. We've had a great summer here. That's when you say you were not here for the summer.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm not gonna say anything on the air, but you weren't here. I was here. Amanda was here. We were all here.
Y'all were here.
We
It's
were
like, that's
here.
You were not
We were
here.
working.
Oh, look at you.
That's what I do at the house. Otherwise, if I don't, it ends up with coffee all over the
Now,
place.
sweeteners. What can you use for sweetener? Ladies and gentlemen, you can use good old sugar. It never goes out of style.
Oh, that's good coffee.
I know.
Ooh,
Okay.
it's coming.
So see, lift it now quickly. You can see the coffee coming up. And then put the lid down. Yeah, we don't want to spray all over the place.
Ooh, it smells so good.
Okay, so basically that's the sound of your espresso being made.
That is
Done.
the espresso sound.
I know. So
So we're good on the heat.
you can kill the heat. Just turn it off.
Okay.
And now it's gonna, whatever residual heat is there, it's just coming out. But that's it. It's done and over. Now,
The smell is second only to bacon.
and there's bacon flavor. There is bacon flavor coffee.
I bet there is.
Now there is, and there is bacon that has been flavored with coffee. Trust me.
My favorite is the maple candied bacon, and we should talk about that one.
My favorite is when you go to Duck Donuts and they have the maple bacon donut.
Yeah. Oh.
Ho, ho, ho.
Okay. So.
Okay, back. Let's go back here.
Yeah, because we've got about 4 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
That's
no.
it? Oh,
Just
my
blows
God.
right through.
Okay, fine. So, percolator coffee.
Yep.
You're going to see there is a little different hue on this coffee.
A little thinner.
It's a little thinner, but it's less cloudy.
Right.
If you compare this one with the French drip coffee, the French drip, look, it's a little bit cloudier than this one. And this
Here.
one,
Here, I'll slide over and see if we can show this to people a little bit closer into the camera there.
Oh, that's right.
See.
And
Wait, which one was which?
What?
Okay, French strip.
Hold on.
Whoop.
Show it. And
There we go.
see.
So French drip is right here, and this is the drip, the French press, drip.
And drip.
Yep.
Drip.
So we'll do this. That's the drip, that's the French, and then we'll do the espresso.
Yes. Now, espresso.
Yep. I'll move that over here.
So be careful. The handle could be a little bit hot.
Now, what's interesting is when you look at the espresso, it's a little browner, but it's not. I think a lot of people have the misconception that espresso coffee should look like mud black, and it doesn't.
I mean, you can order that. It's called a double ristretto doppio. It's when they use actually the same pressure for the same amount of coffee, but much less water.
Right.
We used to order that when we were like kids, and we wanted it to be like bourbon, no ice. And it's like ristretto. And you go like, oh my God.
As a little kid, you'd be like, oh, this is not as good as I thought it was going to be.
No, but and this is what we call something similar to the real espresso. So it's going to have the natural foam that comes in, but the smell is way more intoxicating.
It is. It really. I mean, compared to the drip, the French press, that smell right there is incredible.
And now let me show you what I learned when I used to live in Seville. I discovered something there that I thought it was amazing.
Okay.
They call it bonbon. And I'm like, bonbon? That's like, well, you're going to take condensed milk. Ooh. And just going to let it sit in the bottom of the cup. And condensed milk is concentrated of milk and sugar. Mm-hmm. And then you slowly float the coffee on top. And when it comes to the table, they usually serve it in a glass like that. Mm-hmm. And it comes to you like that with the condensed milk in the bottom.
Oh, neat. Yeah. You just need a little bit of
now
Bailey's on top.
Well, we're just doing coffee for Nash Community College.
And we got 60 seconds, so.
60 seconds?
60 seconds.
Okay, here, stir it so you can see how it looks like. And of course, you can always take a little bit of Irish whiskey and whipped cream and finish your coffee just like that and just make Irish coffee. But this is another way that I like to top my coffee. It's already whipped cream with sugar. Mm-hmm. It's like there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not.
Now try el bonbon.
Bonbon?
Bonbon.
Do I have to say it like that?
Bonbon.
Bonbon.
Bonbon. And of course you have the milk, the sugar, all condensed in one, and it's gonna be like a nice. Well, have you been all my life?
Well, yes. Yes. It's like I have now found.
Yeah, the first time I tried that thing in Seville, I'm like, oh, that's why these people can stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning and party hard and then go to work the next morning.
This is most heavenly.
Heavenly.
Well, thank you, Chef, for sharing. Because I'm taking that. Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I'm glad we were able to give you a little thing on coffee. This you can pick up actually at TJ Maxx. I found this for $12. They're online and all of them. I hope we've been able to broaden your horizons on coffee. And if you're somewhere in the building, come get some coffee. And now we can go for a 10-mile run.
I am ready to go.
Awesome. We'll see you next week, guys. And thank you for watching. And any comments, put it down there. Whatever you do, the thing that you do on Studio 67 when you do the thing.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
Have a good one.